Championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sand Hills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. It's The Drive with AD and Raff. It is Wednesday. This is 93.7 The Ticket. We got everyone in studio today. No traveling for us. Happy week.
No airplanes, man.
No airplanes. AD loves airplanes.
No, AD does not love airplanes and airports. I'm grateful for them, but because a couple years ago there was no airplanes at airports. It was zoom, 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 zoom. That's all it was. That's all it was. Interesting conversation on the spillover with Sip and Jake. We'll get more into that later. But, folks, we got an amazing guest with us this morning for this first half hour with us. Coach Tim Ernst. Coach Tim Ernst has got an amazing background. He coached many years at the Class A levels, B levels, C levels. And, in fact, he was giving Sip some love. I'll let him talk about the Sip love here in a minute. But he's been a school guidance counselor, but also he served in a lot of different capacities. NCAA and AIA counselor since he came here. I worked with college-bound athletes, helped them get to the next level to compete. We've been talking a lot about how today's athletes we've been hearing about how today's kids are soft. You've heard me, the listeners, you've heard me talk about this so many times about it's not the kid's fault. When you were raised and coached by people that allowed you to play soft, that cultivated you to play soft, you can't blame the finished product on the person who created the product. That's like me getting pissed off because the microwave doesn't work. I start slamming the microwave. Well, it's the manufacturer you got to be pissed at. They created it. They made it. So the same situation, I don't get. It frustrates me to see some kids. I hate when people make blanket statements says kids are soft today. Not all kids are that way. But I tell you what, you got to blame the folks who created that environment. Coach Tim Ernst, good morning. Thanks for being with us this morning on the drive.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys, for having me in.
Coach, I'm going to ask you this, man. What keeps you going after all these years in education, man?
I have the greatest job in the world. I get to work with young people, and there's a segment of the population that believe that kids are not like they are, but there's a lot of great kids out there.
Absolutely.
Doing the right things. There's a lot more pressure on students today than there was 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yes.
COVID has thrown another wrinkle into that as well with all the learning and the Zoom learning and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a lot of good kids making great choices, and that's why we show up to work every day.
Coach, here's one thing that was pretty cool is reading your background. From 2018 to 2021, you served on the National NCAA Advisory Board for Eligibility Center and currently sit on the NCAA Alumni Advisory Board. I mean, you've seen a lot of things with kids, man.
Yeah, and that was ironically, who knew when I got on that we were going to go through the COVID procedures and how we dealt or still dealing with that. Who knew that the country's education system was going to shut down or go to a Zoom or hybrid or some other style learning. We know that kids didn't handle that well.
Right.
And so the NCAA is still trying to deal with that aspect. And I think and probably a lot of my career, I looked at the NCAA as this, we're going to slap wrists, we're going to slap hands. If a kid steps out of line, eligibility wise, they're not going to get eligible. They're going to, Prop 48 and all that stuff came out. And I think through the advisory board, I found that they're trying to help as many kids as they can. If it's a questionable decision, they're going to probably rule on the side of the student athlete more often than not. And even their procedures since COVID is, you all know about the 2.3 eligibility GPA. And there's 16 core courses kids have to have, because the majority of schools were online and there was a lot of pass-fail classes. If the NCAA prior to COVID saw a P on a transcript, they coded it as a D. Typically, a D hurts a student when they're trying to get eligible.
So the P just for pass, obviously it's a pass.
Yeah.
Like a pass fail,
Means
like we
they
had
get
back
credit.
in the day. Yeah.
It means they get
I
credit.
had a lot of pass fails back in the day.
I'm sure you did. I don't think that surprises anybody.
D was for done.
And so now they are ruling in the if entering the credits, the pass credits, if that helps the kid towards the 2.3, they will. If it doesn't help the kid, they'll enter the course, give them credit for it, but not the GPA points. And I know that's kind of complicated, but that's a huge thing in trying to help student athletes get eligible.
Coach, we think about COVID, and there are some people that I've heard even around the country, as I've shared at different places, that are somewhat unsympathetic towards teenagers. Oh, they're just looking at a monitor all day. No, it was more than just monitor all day.
Yeah.
What are some of the repercussions you've seen as a result of COVID towards students and student athletes as we've gotten out of this thing and got more to somewhat sense of normalcy, if you would?
Well, I think what we're seeing is the freshmen that year, the year we shut down, and then the hybrid year. The freshmen, the younger kids didn't have the maturity, didn't have the self-discipline to log on, to do their things they needed to do to be successful. And so those kids suffered. Maybe not as great a support at home as others. And so those are the kids that we're still trying to catch up from that year. So when you're dealing with an athlete or somebody who wants to be a student athlete, losing those credits as a freshman or getting D's in those credits as a freshman hurt them in their chances to being academically eligible to play college sports at the next level.
Wow. Coach, a lot of people don't see the ramifications of that, those hidden costs, if you would, into something. Also, I think about this. Think about some of those kids who didn't even play their last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
How much did that hurt them? I mean, think about, there were seasons that were canceled.
Yeah.
Maybe there were some cuspers, some outliers that, remember, just if they would have one more good season, they could have been recognized more schools. What has happened to some of those kids, and what's the psychological impact on some of those kids and their families?
I think you look at, it was Nate Turner's son is now at Wayne State.
Yeah.
That's probably a COVID casualty of that season canceled.
COVID casualty.
The day that OPS announced they were canceling football.
Oh man.
I had a parent call me and he didn't tell me his name, but he said my son's was going to graduate at December and enroll in his college. Now the college is backing off because, well, they're not going to have the senior season to see.
No tape to look at.
And so he's like, well, what can my son do if he comes to Southwest? Will he be able to graduate in December? And can he play? And so I went in through the details of that, but his other option was to go across the bridge to one of the Iowa's Council Bluffs schools,
like
and because he said they're playing and they have open enrollment, and I assume that's what he did. But he wouldn't tell me where he was going, but he said he has a D1 offer, but he's got to play. And so I think a lot of those OPS kids went across the bridge or transferred to the outlying schools, the Millards and Papillions and so forth.
Coach, when I'm glad you brought that up about OPS. I think there's some, I don't know how many, but there are many people in Lincoln and surrounding areas who didn't realize that those kids didn't even have a season OPS. Right. Some of those kids went to West Side, which is outside OPS. Yeah. Some of them went to I think Ralston, which is outside OPS. Some of them went to I think what was the other school they went to? Elk. What's that? Millard's part of it, but Elkhorn schools. Some of those areas. But even at that point, they were full capacity too because everybody had that same idea to do that.
Absolutely.
And I want you to answer this, Coach Ernst, as well. Some of those kids don't even have Wi-Fi at their house. Remote learning.
Sure.
They were going to gas stations. They were going to libraries. They were doing remote learning on their cell phones. So when I hear people sometimes bash, and and listeners, I want you to know, you guys know this enough about me now, you guys and girls. I speak at a lot of high schools and colleges still. Well over 100,000 high school and college students around the country. I got a spot in my heart when people start bashing kids. Because they don't know every kid's situation. Because me and you both know the socioeconomic status. A lot of percentage of the kids that go to Southwest, where our kids went, it's a lot different story at some of these other schools.
Oh, absolutely. Sure.
They don't have Starbucks down the street. They don't have Panera Bread that sits on the corner, or even push up those down. Let's say because those were closed down during COVID as well. They don't have Wi-Fi at the house.
Oh, absolutely.
So these kids were learning. How are you working with kids like that to where it's like, look, bro,
well,
I don't have Wi-Fi.
When when COVID hit, we had to come up with new procedures because we have hotspots. We have people to get kids hotspots. But then how do you get kids hotspots when you can't see them? And so we had to create a system that we knew. And so we had people delivering hotspots to kids at their house,
delivering hotspots
so that they could connect. And I think about that where I had a set of siblings, and one kid was doing things online, the other one wasn't. And of course, you can't talk to kids. You couldn't get, but one was just use his phone minutes, his cell minutes to try to do stuff on. And then we got them the hotspot, and things started going better.
And that was even for the teachers too. I mean, that had to be a challenge because the curriculum, I would assume they did not adjust the curriculum while that was taking place. Or
when we shut down, it was they were just trying to get stuff done. I mean, teachers had 2 weeks to try to revamp the whole curriculum, and do what you could do online, where kids had limited access to printers and ways to submit and so forth.
Man, that's wild. Crazy time we lived in there.
Absolutely. I did find out through that I'm not a work at home kind of dude. My ADHD, man, that was a little bit tough for me.
It started kicking in for you. Folks, we're with Coach Tim Ernst, also school counselor today, LPS. If you got a question for him regarding athletics, students, eligibility, give us a call on the Starter Heyman hotline, 402-464-5685. Or shoot us a text that same number, 402-464-5685. Coach, let me ask you this. You look at the state of athletics today. I mean, just all sports. You look at the state of athletics today. And do you think that we've made some strides? Do you think we fell behind post-COVID? I don't want to keep it just on a COVID talk either, because as much as possible, I like to get away from that. But I know.
Well, my next question will be away from that. So we're good.
Exactly. So I know we're dealing with the shrapnel of that still. We can't ignore that. When you see today's student athletes, okay, and they're about to announce where they're going to school, et cetera, like that. One thing I can't stand, I hate this. They got 6 hats sitting out there.
Yeah.
They're like playing the game like on The Price is Right, where they got the ball under one of these coconuts. You have to guess which one it is, and it's like, ta-da, not this one. And I don't want to say back in the day, because all things change. Because even when I was in high school, you're making that decision. Those before me was like, man, just call them up and tell them. What are you sending the facts for? So I'm not holding to a standard we don't hold ourselves to at that age. I understand that. Do you think it's become more theater, though?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Now, we're fortunate, I think, in the Lincoln area, we don't really see that a whole lot. Like, you see the announcement videos on Twitter or whatever, kids are announcing. And I don't remember anything like that from kids at my school. I don't remember that from any other school in LPS. But I think it's theater. It's just kids wanting to have their 10 minutes of fame. And then I think they find out once they get to campus, they're just another Joe.
You better believe it.
And you better prove it.
You better believe it. I think some kids today, not all, there are some who enjoy the recruiting process more than the process of becoming a student athlete and be the best they can. That's the part that frustrates me. But again, I point the finger back at the adults, the big TV stations, the ESPNs, etc., that make it such a big show for this kid. And they give these kids these platforms to act that way. And then we wonder why some of them, just kind of burn out once they get there.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure. Raff, go ahead, brother.
Before the show started, we were talking out in the hallway with Steve Kerr Sipple, and you were talking about how he ended the dreams of Kearney one night.
Yes, he did.
But I wanted to ask you, can you name off maybe a list of the athletes that you've coached through the years that Nebraska fans would recognize?
Well, I mean, so I did a lot of prior to AAU, we had the Nebraska Development Basketball Association. And so it was the Valentinos or the Bison runs the teams and so forth. So I worked with that. And so, I mean, so the team we took, Eric Strickland, I think that was going to his senior year. So we had Eric Strickland, and we had Andre Woolridge, Doug Brandt that played at Hastings, and John Hess, who played at Southeast, but he ended up playing football for the Huskers. He was a solid dude playing basketball for us. We had Joe Vogel, who was 6'11", and John Skolkan, who was 6'11", and so we had a lot of solid. Scotty Ernstmeyer out of Lincoln Northeast, and so we went and represented Nebraska well wherever we traveled. In fact, Jason Kidd's team beat us out of the Elite Eight in Vegas for our last. But that was just, and I think the thing that, as an outsider coach these type of athletes, you get there and start to know them and find out they're just kids. You know, they're just kids that are incredibly talented.
Right.
I remember we stayed in Vegas for 9 days in that tournament.
Vegas tournament.
And they got kind of bored. And so here these 6'4" to 7 foot players are out playing tag in the courtyard, hide and seek and tag.
I think Strickland still does that when he goes to Vegas, doesn't he? Here?
With a stogie.
Sure. No, he wasn't smoking stogies. At least as far as we know. But so, yeah, and I've been fortunate at Southwest. We've had a lot of great athletes that came through. Josh Banderas played for Huskers. Brandon Riley played for the Huskers. He was a Southwest kid. And so we have had a lot of great female athletes as well that have gone on to play sports all over the country. So I believe just have a lot of solid athletes and I get to work with.
We got a question here on the text line. It says, how should Lincoln go about making middle school sports more accessible to disadvantaged kids? I honestly feel like club sports being so exclusive in this town is one of the reasons we get curb stomped by the Omaha schools.
I've not much to do with the middle schools, but I do agree. I'd love to see an organized LPS middle school activities to give all kids a chance to compete.
Coach, let me ask you this. And I've got a lot more to ask you in the next, because I know we got a break coming up here pretty quick. Before we go, let's take our break first, folks. We're with Coach Tim Ernst, has been doing this for a lot of years, 30 years, if not more. We'll be back with him with your questions as well on The Drive with AD and Raff.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers' Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
Water heater gone? Call Bryant. The price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. And in most cases, same-day replacement. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
Get an immediate look back at the game from the people who know it best. It's the Tanner's post-game show and the final word live from Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Hear from former players and national champions like Jay Foreman, Rashawn Jackson, and Aaron Davis and see what they saw in that day's game. It's the Tanner's post-game show and the final word. Live and in person, home or away at Tanner's Bar and Grill, brought to you by Bauer Infrastructure. Only here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Warhorse Casino is looking for trailblazers for every department. Food and beverage servers, environmental services, cage cashiering, revenue auditor, IT, and more. Find your winning opportunity at our job fair, Tuesday, September 27th from 3 to 7 at the Lincoln Warhorse Gaming Office, 3730 South 14th Street. Every employee is treated like family, and every role is essential in creating a one-of-a-kind experience. For information on openings and job fairs, go to warhorsecasino.com.
A good game with good friends. But isn't it time to up the score when it comes to the food? Wings and Rings is here for every football fan. Catch the game on one of their big screens or snag a tailgate pack to go. They're cranking up the heat and throwing in mad flavor this season. Stop by your locally owned Wings and Rings on O Street, Meridian Park, or 48th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village, or grab some crave-worthy Wings and Rings to go. Make them your go-to destination to watch your team bring home the win. Wings and Rings. Game time just got better.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. Stand-up forklift and high-reach forklift experience is a plus for open positions, but they're willing to train for those without experience. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Hey guys, Nick Sadert here, and I want to tell you about my friends at Spine and Sports Chiropractic. I experienced a herniated disc in my lower back a few years ago, and thanks to the folks at Spine and Sports, I got back to feeling 100%. At Spine and Sports, they use the active release technique, which involves the soft tissue and can alleviate headaches, shoulder pain, plantar fasciitis, and more. What I like most about the ART method is that your doctor will construct a plan that fits your needs because the technique is not a cookie-cutter approach. Allow Spine and Sports Chiropractic to help you feel better. Set up your appointment today by giving them a call at 402-261-6841.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Quite the drop in temps here for our Wednesday. We'll see increasing cloud cover, a high of 74, but temperatures falling a bit in the afternoon. Northeast winds rather breezy, gusting over 20. We'll see a chance of showers and thunderstorms late this afternoon into tonight with a low of 54. A continued chance of showers tomorrow and only a high of 64. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Into the building for the first time after the shooting. It was crippling, but it had to be preserved.
In response to the Pulse nightclub shooting that affected the LGBTQ community, Barbara Poma, owner of Pulse, founded the One Pulse Foundation to honor Pulse victims and survivors.
If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us together than apart. It is the power of love in its rawest form.
Join the fight for LGBTQ acceptance. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello. Good morning. Let's go. Let's go. Hello. Good morning. Hello.
All right, we're back again. It's The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket. We're joined today by Mr. Tim Ernst, Nebraska coaching legend. That's what I'm calling you, Nebraska coaching legend.
I don't think that's quite accurate, but thanks.
So through all your years, another. I always go back to the sports. I let AD get in depth, and then your favorite ever high school game that you either watched or coached?
I got a couple that I coached in, and these. Well, okay. So when I was coaching at Hebron at the time, we were playing Sandy Creek. So Sandy Creek had Kip Kissinger. Now you know him as the official Kip Kissinger. Does all the NCAA games. And I had Tyler Johnson.
Tyler Johnson.
Whoa, I know Kip.
Shout out to Tyler Johnson.
Yeah. Okay. So those two had incredible games.
Unbelievable.
And so I think Tyler had 38 and Kip had 37, and they were covering each other. And one of them would come down, hit a three, and in the other one's face, and the other one would respond the same thing. And they look over like, how am I going to stop him? I'm like, I don't know. How do you stop incredible athletes? You don't. And then probably the other game that sticks in my mind, we were in the district final to go to state. We got beaten double overtime. had some tough circumstances. And the sad thing for our program was we had got bumped up to C1 by 2 kids. We'd beaten everybody in the state tournament in C2. We got beat by 1 in double overtime. And those are the kind of things you try to teach kids life lessons, you know, like as much as it hurts right now, you know, as the days move forward, you're going to realize we were pretty good. Yep. You know, we lost 2 games that year. And so those kids will still say, you know, hey man, we were pretty good when we were seniors. Yeah, we were great.
That's awesome.
We were half court shot away from going to state probably, but
so you coached Tyler Johnson. That's
I did.
awesome. A crazy story. I saw Tyler Johnson play one college game. It was Wayne State at the University of Denver. In Denver. Denver. And
there he goes, that bull, Nick. Man, go ahead, man.
Byron Chamberlain was there
somehow
watching.
John Elway will work his way in the conversation.
Byron
he
Chamberlain.
was the point guard.
Former Wayne State tight end Byron Chamberlain, who's playing for the Broncos, came and watched the game. And this game was the most incredible college basketball games I could ever seen. I think Tyler ended up scoring like maybe 42 that day. He hit probably a 28-foot shot to send it into the first overtime. I think it ended up going like 3 overtimes. It was incredible. Wayne State ended up pulling out the victory, but it was wild. That was when I was introduced to the Tyler Johnson athleticism.
Yeah,
because
that dude,
you saw him, you'd be like, no, and he was hammering down dunks, and I was like, oh, that guy's a
he
freak.
was probably a freshman or sophomore, and he was
crazy.
getting close to being able to dunk the ball, and he kept working at it. And I told him, I said, dude, at one point it's going to happen. And I remember we were doing half court situational stuff, and he drove the lane, took it up, and threw it. And he kind of stopped. Everybody turned and stopped, and it's like, whoa, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
you know, that was pretty sweet. And then you couldn't keep him off the rim after that.
Coach, in your defense, there's something you just don't know, that every time we talk about any subject, we could be talking about growing plants. We could talk about laying concrete, and every time we bring something up, Denver, the Broncos comes in. And what we got to say to that, Nick?
We say Merry Christmas.
No, what do we got to say to that?
You must be crazy. Good. You must be crazy.
These guys, I tell
That
you
is
what.
the Broncos. Every time we bring up the Broncos, we're going to bring, he's good. You must be crazy. You must be crazy.
Oh, I was fired up that day. Byron Chamberlain comes walking in. I'm like, Wayne State alum. I'm like, this is the greatest day ever. And then I'm introduced to the great Tyler Johnson, who just puts on an absolute show. I was like, and I believe Doug McDermott was the coach of that team.
Was.
So
Yeah.
I was around.
A couple guys went on to do some pretty good things there.
Yeah.
You know, Ben gives a good reply here back on the text line. To be fair, again, it's from Ben. To be fair to Lincoln, though, at some point it simply becomes a numbers game. You're exactly right. And the pool for potential talent in Omaha Metro is just so much more massive. And that's true. That's a good point right there. Coach, you've seen a lot of changes in the coaching coaching world over a number of years, both basketball and football, etc. You know, and I'm bringing this more to a just Nebraska situation. You know, we got, if you're the AD, you've got a lot of years of sports on your belt. You've seen a lot of things happen. What do you do right now if you're in Trev's situation? How do you fix it? I think fix it is almost an unfair word. How do you begin to repair? And I know both of those words are synonymous. Repair, fix. You're gonna do the same thing. Repair shop, fix
Sure.
shop. What do you do? Where do you start?
Well, I think you got to get somebody in here that's going to build it right. I don't know a quick fix, and I hear the 21 short list of people, whatever that means.
Yeah.
But I think I liked, like in Trev's news conference when he said, we're not going to try to win a news conference. We're going to try to get the guy that's right fit for the job.
Yeah.
So I think that's one. And then I think getting trust. Kids will play hard for the right person. I mean, I think in what's changed from in the last 30 years where kids just used to play hard because that's what they did. And I think now probably you have to justify, here's why we're doing what we're doing. But I didn't seem to ever have a hard time getting kids to play hard for me.
But Coach, why did that change? See, that's what I'm curious about. You said when we went out to practice, it was time to practice, and you just practice hard. Would you say that because that was expectations that were set very clear, that we knew when you came out there, you practiced hard?
Yeah.
So in that case, I'm riding the adults hard because I truly believe it starts with us. Why do you think that's changed? Do you think more coaches and parents at times are trying hard to be their kids' buddy instead of pushing them? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, my kids growing up, they will tell you I didn't play. When I come here, I didn't count to 3, and some count. No, I know how to count to 3. I'm not counting to 3. 1, 2, 3. No, I said now. I mean now. So when coaches said, let's go, we weren't saying, hey, let me check my iPhone real quick. Let me check. But again, there were gadgets when we were growing up. Do you think we've let people slide at times with expectations?
Oh, I think so. And I think part of that is probably kids are more educated in things with AAU and all the games. But I think probably what is missing, even I see like my buddies' kids play baseball, little kids baseball. And like the 3rd grade kid played like 40 baseball games.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a buddy that his I don't know, 8-year-old, 9-year-old played, 40 basketball games.
40
I'm like,
games.
well, did he have fun? Did he enjoy it? And because he was talking about they spent like $4,000 traveling all these places.
Coach, hold that point. $4,000.
Yeah.
So to our point, we were talking about the impact of COVID. My parents couldn't afford $400, let alone $4,000 back. So go ahead.
So, and I'm saying, well, because they played in Des Moines and they played in Kansas City, and I'm like, well, did he have fun? Did he get better? Does he sit outside and shoot baskets at your house when he's not? And he goes, well, we don't have a hoop at our house. I'm like, so we go to the gym. And they said, well, put a hoop up in your driveway and get the kid out there shooting. You don't need to shoot. My dad, rest his soul, I shot 100 free throws every day.
Wow.
On the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad put the rim at 10 foot 2 inches. So I built in arch to my shot.
Wow.
We played in the wintertime and we had the old ball and the radiator trick.
Oh, yeah.
And one using it when the ball went flat, we'd go in and change balls. And so I think a lot of it is
cracking the ice on the driveway.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I think we can play if we get this ice cracked up.
Yep.
And so I think a lot of it is that. I said, did he have fun? Did he get better? Does he play when he doesn't have to? And he couldn't answer those questions. And I said, I think you need to look at the reason you're doing what you're doing.
Coach, I'm all right. I mean, you said, does he play when he doesn't have to?
The old driveway games.
Man,
those are the best.
You said so many things right there that it just blows me away, because I see a lot of kids, and I've seen kids same age as my kids growing up. And some people even kind of sweated me a little bit, particularly about my middle son, Keenan. Keenan was a heck of an athlete. Aiden, my old little ADs in law school, we knew
heck of an athlete, average golfer.
And he'll whoop Raff's tail, and he'll beat my tail as well. This guy hates to give props. He hates to give props.
Doesn't keep me from talking all the game though.
You got to keep him humble though, Raff. You got to keep him humble. Uncle Raff got to keep him humble. But I'm saying with those boys, I never, Coach, I pushed them to the point they wanted to be pushed, because my father was the same way. My dad said, boy, I don't care what sports you play. You're going to participate in something, whether it's work or on the field. You're going to do something, but you're going to commit to it, and you're going to give your best. That's my expectation. My expectation, how many touchdowns, the rest of that stuff, but you're going to participate. You're going to give your all. With my boys, I said, look, if you don't want to play, I'm not going to force you to play. I want you to find your own path. There are so many kids, unfortunately, when I coach midget football, we see it. We have kids on our team, and Coach Ernst, this was sad. They didn't even want to play football, but their dad wanted them to play. Mom wanted to play. And football is not a sport that you better be playing if you don't want to play. Because it ain't like playing other sports that aren't contact. And I'll never forget, Coach Ernst, seeing this little kid. We're up by a lot, and he would always hope. Now, this is just sad even talking about it. He always hoped it was a close game so he didn't have to play. Think about that. I mean, this kid, you would see his face, and it was almost like a deathly pale that came over him when we'd get up like 21 or 28. And he knew we'd start putting all the kids in. He would say, Coach Davis, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. And you know what? There was no way in good conscience I could put him in that game with all his dads. Why don't you let him play? I finally told his dad, he doesn't want to play. He's deathly pale right now because he doesn't want to play.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
And you put a coach in that situation. I mean, literally think about how insane and how intense that is. The kid would hope we'd have close games so he wouldn't have to play. That's the type of pressure some of these kids are dealing with today. And then we wonder why they just bail out or check out, because too many parents at times are living vicariously through these kids.
Sure.
Yep.
So, and Coach, can you hold on one more segment?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to get you one more segment.
Okay.
All right, we'll throw it to break. This is The Drive with AD and Raff, 93.7, The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hello, everybody. I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me in just a moment is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. But before I bring Andy on, I need to tell you about something that really got my attention. Just the other day, I saw on television Andy announcing that in the last 50 years, they had sold and serviced close to 100,000 vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, actually, the number would be a lot higher if we add in how many repeat customers we have for service and that come back to buy cars from us over and over and over again.
Now, Andy, tell everybody about your special offer.
Well, as most people know, always trade for vehicles, but now we're offering for people to come in and sell us their cars. We're ready to buy, bring it on in, whether it's a year old or a few years old, and we'll pay them cash that same day. It'll be hassle-free, and we'll do it the Honda of Lincoln way.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
It's tailgate season. Why would you bounce around from place to place for all your beverage needs when you could have it all in one place? Wine, Beer, and Spirits has everything for your parties with their 3 locations in Lincoln, Grand Island, and Omaha. It's the largest liquor store in the state, and here's the best part. You can get a drink from their bar and walk around with it as you shop for all your tailgate necessities. Locally owned and operated, it's Wine, Beer, and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 27th Street.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese Beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Water heater gone? Call Bryant. The price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. And in most cases, same-day replacement. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
Hey guys, Nick Sadert here, and I want to tell you about my friends at Spine and Sports Chiropractic. I experienced a herniated disc in my lower back a few years ago, and thanks to the folks at Spine and Sports, I got back to feeling 100%. At Spine and Sports, they use the active release technique, which involves the soft tissue and can alleviate headaches, shoulder pain, plantar fasciitis, and more. What I like most about the ART method is that your doctor will construct a plan that fits your needs because the technique is not a cookie-cutter approach. Allow Spine and Sports Chiropractic to help you feel better. Set up your appointment today by giving them a call at 402-261-6841.
At Venue Catering and Events, we offer 2 of the most historic ballrooms in Lincoln. The Jasmine Room, located in the historic Grand Manse in the heart of downtown, featuring a beautiful built-in antique bar, spacious patio, and soaring skylit ceilings. The Scottish Rite Ballroom, located just 2 blocks from the state's capital, boasts intricate hand-carved columns, rich dark wood floors, and lavish chandeliers. The perfect venues to host your wedding, corporate event, or much more. For availability and more information, call us at 402-603-6483.
These days, there are more reasons than ever to treat yourself to a great haircut at Great Clips with the online check-in app. So tell us, why do you check in?
I check in because I'm tired of hat hair. I check in because we all need a cut.
I check in so I can feel like me.
And I check in so I look good for you.
No matter why you check in, you'll check out with a great haircut and save time with our online check-in app. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers' Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
Warhorse Casino is looking for trailblazers for every department: food and beverage servers, environmental services, cage cashiering, revenue auditor, IT, and more. Find your winning opportunity at our job fair, Tuesday, September 27th from 3 to 7 at the Lincoln Warhorse Gaming Office, 3730 South 14th Street. Every employee is treated like family, and every role is essential in creating a one-of-a-kind experience. For information on openings and job fairs, go to warhorsecasino.com.
Another packed fall sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Right now, they have tons of Oktoberfest beers, and you can check out their Odell Brewing, Imperium Brewing, and Sam Adams selections as their beers of the month. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch crowler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage stop at 1801 O Street.
Breakfast tacos, brisket tacos, pork tacos, chicken tacos. You hungry yet? I can keep going. Pork or chicken, queso nachos, queso mac and cheese, hatch mac burritos. Now you're salivating. Muchachos is Lincoln's premier New Mexico barbecue fusion restaurant. You can't miss them in their bright blue building. Pair that great food with delicious coffee for breakfast and a variety of local and national beers on tap the rest of the day. Order your food online at yomuchacho.com or visit them in person at Muchachos on South 11th Street between L and K Streets. Woo!
Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. Welcome into the Drive with AD and Raff. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sand Hills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back again. This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket. Proudly sponsored by Sand Hills Global. Sand Hills Global is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Career and internship opportunities are available at the global headquarters in Lincoln. So apply today at sandhills.jobs. Big thanks to Sand Hills Global.
Folks, we're with Coach Tim Ernst. Again, a little point, Sanderson on the text line. Such a great point, AD. Appreciate it, Sanderson. Thanks for always listening. My son currently plays youth football, and I know there are kids on the team playing because Dad said he needs to play football. They really don't want to be there. And Sanderson, you're spot on, bro. Thank God that you're not one of those. AD, this is Brian Reed. Coach Reed, what's up, baby? I coach your son, AD, and you just hit the nail on the head. You play for you and your teammates, not for anything else. And yes, the kids want to be there no matter the talent. You can tell. You can tell. And I'll tell you what, Brian, AD's in his second year of law school. And when he was a kid playing football, I was like, yeah, he's probably going to go to a different direction. And that was okay. That's why last night we were talking about taxes. He did his own taxes.
But I think you allowed your kids to be kids.
Yeah.
And you allowed your kids to follow their passions. And you encouraged them with the art and the drawing and everything. I mean, and so that might have been easy for you. That might have been hard for you, but you allowed your kids to do what they wanted to do and be productive citizens in society.
Well, they had great, also, it takes a village. They had great mentors like yourself, two mentors. It takes, because they hear mom and dad say it over and over again. You know, sometimes, you hear the same thing from the same parent. Mm-hmm. Sometimes familiarity breeds contempt. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, oh, that's just dad talking. That's just mom talking. When they hear from Mr. Ernst, Coach Ernst, they hear from the other people that have in their lives, it's like, the lights light up. So I appreciate everything you've done. Texters appreciate you guys. Coach, right now, when you got some parents whose kids have a legitimate chance,
Sure.
at playing collegiate sports, what are some of the things? You got some great some literature right there. What are the things you would let them know?
Well, I think my job, for one, is to get kids information so they can make informed decisions. It's not to crush dreams. It's not to question decisions. And so so I had a student several years ago that was a 5'9", 200-pound nose tackle, and his dream was to go play nose tackle for Oregon. I'm like, okay, man, first of all, you better look at the roster and see how many guys look like you on their defensive line. Okay. And see if is that a real possibility. But then I also had like Brandon Riley sit in my office, who had some small D1 offers. He had, I think, Kearney and Wayne. Dad was an All-American, I believe, at Kearney. Uncle played at Wayne. And so he's thinking, well, what should I do? And I said, well, draw the line in the middle. Yes on one side, no on the other side. And he kind of said at the end of he said, these are all great, but it's not Big Red. And I said, well, sounds like you kind of made your mind up, man. And so make your decision and go make it the right one. Well, that kid made his decision and made it the right one. I got Griff Everett, who's catcher for the Huskers now. And Griff had some small D1 stuff coming out. And he's like, I'm going to go JUCO. He said, I'm going to go to JUCO and I'm going to play 60 games a year. And then I'm going to transfer someplace back to D1. And, I'm not going to question that, but Griff, make your decision. And he made it the right one. And he told me he would be back in Nebraska, and here he is. He's catching for Nebraska. So I think there's that, but I think families need to know about the scholarships too. Yeah. I mean, so there's only 6 sports that have full ride scholarships. And so that everything else is divided. And so, but I think the biggest thing about the academic side, if you look at just the percentages of schools that can recruit you based on your GPA. So if you have a 4.0 GPA, 94% of colleges can recruit you. If you have a 3.5, it drops to 72% of colleges that recruit you. A 3.0, about 50% of colleges can recruit you. A 2.5, 21% of colleges can recruit you. And if you have a 2.0, 8% of colleges can recruit you. So I think that's
those numbers again.
Okay, so 4.0, 94%.
Yeah, that's what a 4.0.
That's a 4.0. A 3.5, 72%. So 3/4 almost. At a 3, a B average, 51%. So you're taking away all your Ivy Leagues, all your selective schools, the further down you go. And then if you're at a C average, that's about 8% of the schools that can recruit you, that are going to actively recruit you based off GPA. So I think that's important for kids to know and for families to know. And then I think the other thing is 3% of all high school athletes get a scholarship. Okay. So less than 1% of those are D1 scholarships. So 26% of athletic scholarships to freshmen are at the D2 or NAIA level. And I think the other thing is that scholarship to the D1 is not guaranteed. Now, there are some conferences that have full year, but most of them are
year to year.
1 year.
One year contracts.
And so 26% of all kids that are on a D1 scholarship freshman year aren't on sophomore year. So those are some of the real facts. That's the facts from the NCAA. But 80% of all scholarships are not at the D1 level. So 80% of all athletic scholarships. So, and that's D2 and NAIA, because D3 does not have athletic aid. And so that's, the 6 sports that kids can get a full ride. For men, it's football and basketball. That's a full scholarship. So so those 85 Husker football players are on room and board, books, tuition, fees and expenses. And then for the female athletes, it's women's basketball, volleyball, gymnastics, tennis are not divided. So those are full athletic scholarships. Every other sport, the bowlers, the baseball, the track, those are divided scholarships, meaning I think baseball, they get 11.5 scholarships for 24 dudes. So now one of our guys that played Tanner, and Tanner won't mind me sharing this, Lubach, but when he went to the Huskers, he got 100% scholarship his first year and 0 thereafter. And so I said, well, you should have got that your senior year because tuition went up every year and it cost you more.
Right.
But that's just a realistic fact that if you're going to play baseball or one of these divided sports, you got to come up with some money outside of your pocket. And so I think parents, and I've had parents say, you know, my baseball player is pretty good and we got to get that scholarship. And I'm like, that scholarship might be room and board. That scholarship might be books. And so we better have another plan other than the full ride, because there isn't full ride for baseball and some of those other sports. So I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, students have to have a 2.3 GPA to be eligible to be in for the NCAA Eligibility Center, the clearinghouse. I'm fortunate most of our kids at Southwest are way above that. I track our kids until I know I don't have to track them. And then the ones I know I have to track, I meet a lot closer with. And I have one young man right now. I see him in the hall, and he almost hates to see me coming because I'm going to question him.
They know.
I'm going, hey, man, where you at? What's your grade?
Yep.
And I had a student that moved in several years ago, and his goal was to play for the Huskers. And I think if we would have had him all 4 years, it would have been a lot easier for him. But when we got him, his academics weren't very solid. And so we worked hard, and he and I met a lot.
Yeah.
And so you look at the success story. He got in, he cleared the NCAA just barely. Doesn't matter if you clear by 100 points or one, you clear. You don't get any bonus points for being above that. But he's living his dream. He's playing Husker football. All Big Ten academic team now. So I think some of the things he figured out while he was with us carried over to him. And I'm proud as heck of that kid. And then I'm proud as heck as that kid when that kid gave me credit for helping him.
Yeah.
But it was a team effort, man. It was mom and dad, and it was everybody working together to help this kid figure it out. And now he's on track to graduate, and he's he's living his dream. He said his goal was, I'm going to play Husker football, and he's doing that. And he's he went to Ireland, for heaven's sake. So those are some of the things that I think parents got to pay attention to the grades. You know, these hurt you a lot. F's kill you as for eligibility for college athletics. These hurt you, but they can be overcome. But you got to get C's and above if you're going to be eligible to be recruited at these other schools.
Folks, we're Coach Tim Ernst. Coach, I can't tell you how much information you've given us has helped us. Coach, we want to have you back on. And I would say this too. In particularly like in the wintertime and the spring, as these kids are starting. Now, at that point, I mean, right now is when they start really establishing their grades. But we know that recruiting process really picks up for fall sports coming up this winter. So we'd love to have you back on and share that information. Coach, is it possible, like I said, because I know you don't bombard it, but is that something you'd be okay with if someone had got in touch with you if they had questions?
If it's an LPS, I would have them talk to their school's counselor. Because they, I kind of stay in my little section of town. And I don't know the curriculum and what
it's different.
Yeah. So I don't know what their approved core courses are at their school.
So advise them to do what?
I would talk to their school counselor. Every LPS school has a counselor that works with NCAA and NAIA athletes. There's and I don't know the date, but there will be a NCAA college bound athlete meeting. I believe it's at Southwest this year. And one of the individuals from UNL compliance will come out and hold that meeting. Okay. And so that's a great informational meeting. I believe it's October, late 23rd, 24th, but it'll be on all the high school websites that way. But I would encourage them to get in contact with their school counselor and ask these questions about eligibility.
Folks, I know with the information that Coach Ernst was sharing with you, it's just eye-opening. That GPA, how it just, when it drops, the percentage of schools that recruit you drops as well. Coach Ernst, thank you so much.
Absolutely,
hey, Coach Ernst, I'm going to ask you to send me that information because I want that to share around the country as well, because that's powerful stuff right
there. Hey, Eric Strickland, if you're listening, remember I used to beat you so bad in horse after practice.
Calling him out right there.
Eric's in Connecticut right now, so we're going to tease him. We're going to show him the segment.
he probably won't remember any of that. But
it's called selective amnesia.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll go to break right now. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
These days, there are more reasons than ever to treat yourself to a great haircut at Great Clips with the online check-in app. So tell us, why do you check in?
I check in because I'm tired of hat hair. I check in because we all need a cut.
I check in so I can feel like me.
And I check in so I look good for you.
No matter why you check in, you'll check out with a great haircut and save time with our online check-in app. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Breakfast tacos, brisket tacos, pork tacos, chicken tacos. You hungry yet? I can keep going. Pork or chicken, queso nachos, queso mac and cheese, hatchback burritos. Now you're salivating. Muchachos is Lincoln's premier New Mexico barbecue fusion restaurant. You can't miss them in their bright blue building. Pair that great food with delicious coffee for breakfast and a variety of local and national beers on tap the rest of the day. Order your food online at yomuchacho.com or visit them in person at Muchachos on South 11th Street between L and K Streets.
Warhorse Casino is looking for trailblazers for every department: food and beverage servers, environmental services, cage cashiering, revenue auditor, IT, and more. Find your winning opportunity at our job fair, Tuesday, September 27th from 3 to 7 at the Lincoln Warhorse Gaming Office, 3730 South 14th Street. Every employee is treated like family, and every role is essential in creating a one-of-a-kind experience. For information on openings and job fairs, go to warhorsecasino.com.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Quite the drop in temps here for our Wednesday. We'll see increasing cloud cover, a high of 74, but temperatures falling a bit in the afternoon. Northeast winds rather breezy, gusting over 20. We'll see a chance of showers and thunderstorms late this afternoon into tonight with a low of 54. A continued chance of showers tomorrow and only a high of 64. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money, but like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Like
Shaver here for Trek CBD. Summer is here, and that means you're having garage parties with neighbors, hitting the golf course and the pool. The drink of this summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs, 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gummies. Trek CBD at 84th and Andermatt and TrekCBD.com. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Chris Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back again. This is The Drive with Dancing AD and Chris Raff. Look at this guy. If you're watching on the stream, you're seeing some amazing moves, which I might have used a couple this weekend when I was downtown. I just said, stay within my shoulders.
You were dancing to keep the pain
Stay
away.
within my shoulders.
Hey, I want to read this real quick. Scott and Stonebrook, appreciate you, man. You got a lot of truth there. I think a lot of kids just want to be part of the team and enjoy the social aspect and being around their friends. They don't all have to be the killer instinct that the helicopter parents have. Spot on, bro. But learn from the coaches like you and the ones we've had as well. Such as teamwork, responsibility, effort, and exercise. Some just want to have fun. Thanks for inviting those kids. Absolutely, Scotty. And those are, in fact, many times, those are the kids that hold your program together, hold your team together, because they're the ones encouraging everybody else. So, Scott, definitely spot on. Appreciate it. We had a press conference yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We did?
Nick, you were there.
Yeah.
I saw you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Sipple and I were sitting next to each other. DP was a row behind me. Yeah, we were just chilling there. Had some interesting things from Mickey Joseph. I said this yesterday, guys. Refreshing is the voice. And a lot of people are mad at the media right now because they feel like a lot of the folks asking questions are asking a lot harder questions with Mickey Joseph than they did with Scott Frost. My response to that, and I said this once again yesterday, so I apologize for the folks that were listening to my show yesterday because this is the second time they've heard it. But you are going to get answers and detail-oriented answers out of Mickey Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't out of Scott Frost. Mm-hmm. You didn't get those. And so you understood that after working with a coach for 3.5 years, what questions to ask and what answers you were going to get. It was pointless to try to ask a details-oriented question when you're going to get a generic answer.
Yep.
And that's no knock. That's not a knock against a coach because every coach handles the media differently and shares as much as they want to share. But we know that Scott Frost played everything very close to the vest. And that's fine if you're winning. But when you're losing, prove to us, basically the folks that are the voices of your program or the lifeline from you to your fan base, prove to us that you're going in a positive direction.
Right.
And that is what Mickey Joseph is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Is he's giving us detail-oriented answers, which allows the folks that are writing the articles, the folks that have to ask questions at the press conference, to ask detail-oriented questions.
Right.
And specific questions, because Mickey Joseph believes and is confident in how he's operating on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I heard Ryan Day talk about was he is for all 4 former players coming back for meetings. He's all for media being involved in meetings, And the reason why is because he told a media member one time, I'm so confident in what we do, you can know what's going to happen. You can know how we operate on a daily basis, but I have so much confidence in it
that I'm willing to go out there on a Saturday and say, you know what we're going to do, and I've studied well enough to know what you're going to do. Try to beat us, because I have so much confidence in how we operate.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's to that extent or needs to be to that extent, but that's where Mickey Joseph is at.
Yeah.
Is he has so much confidence in building this thing the right way and orchestrating this thing correctly on a day-to-day basis, that he's coming in and saying, listen, he told one of the reporters, we're all family here. Like, let us know. Let me know what my players are talking about, because he has so much belief in himself and in the guys in that room, whether it's coaches and players, right? Because he decides who's in there and he decides who's making plays or attempting to make plays on Saturdays, that he's saying, listen, there's nothing to hide. Right. We don't need to hide anything because I have confidence in what I'm doing. When you don't have confidence, or you think that people won't be on your side, that is when you start hiding things, because you want to manipulate the message to try to make people believe that you're doing something you're not doing.
It's kind of like, the auditor, when you're running your business the right way, you're just like, I don't care who comes and audits my books. It's going to be the same thing no matter who looks at it, who sees it. You're that confident on how you're taking care of the details that you're like, doesn't matter to me. Come in and audit. Come look. You're welcome to see it. I'm an open book, like they say. I'm an open book. Yep. What are some of the clips that we have in there that we can play?
Let me see. Let me see what we have here. Let's just go with. I think that this is.
Well, Tyler, you got to give the guy a chance, man. Come on, Tyler. Come on, baby. It goes, you didn't get a blowout loss under Frost versus OU either. A detailed answer is not progress. Progress is winning games. What you're saying, Tyler, is right. We're talking about the situation.
Right.
You absolutely got to win games, Tyler. No one's ignoring that fact.
The loss against Oklahoma doesn't go on Mickey Joseph. I would argue Indiana's game doesn't go on Mickey Joseph. He's going to put the blame on himself.
Tyler goes, I agree. Tyler, love you, homie.
Yeah, like here's the thing. Unfortunately, you can't put it on Mickey Joseph.
Punches, baby.
Yeah, no. No, Tyler keeps us in check.
Yeah,
Tyler keeps us in check. Okay. Here's a good one I think to start out with. The computer. What are a couple things that you've learned so far as the interim head coach?
No, that is things I need to fix, is things I need to focus on, and I can't assume anything. That everything from A to Z, I got to make sure that I cross every T, dot every I. I learned a lot from that first game, but it was a quick turnaround for me. But it's no excuse. I got to handle that better than that. Like I said before, I walked up to that mic and I said, "It's on me. It's not on my kids. It's not on my coaches." That was.
He ended up finishing at that saying it was on me.
Ownership, man. It's easy to. I think sometimes some coaches can try to outwit you with their answers. Talk schematics and start talking about B gap, C gaps, and they're talking about 3 technique compared to a 7 technique. And obviously, most of the reporters are pretty astute. When it comes into the fine comb, they may get lost in that. And some coaches may try to get you into things like that. So it kind of deflects away from what happened on the field.
You're not as knowledgeable as I am.
Right.
So don't think you know more than I do. Yeah, that's irritating sometimes.
Yeah, just like don't question me with your questions. Almost like we're at a press conference. What do you expect? You're going to get hard answers. Yeah. Hard questions.
Well, and at the time, you're 15-29.
Yeah.
And you're the highest paid employee of the state.
Yep. Numbers don't lie, man.
Let us know what you're doing to fix this.
Yeah.
Tell us, because obviously, right, we're gonna have the people that text in or call in or whatever that say, the proof that matters is on Saturdays, and that's true. But when you're at the start of fall camp, you can't play on Saturdays. You're not playing on Saturdays yet. So that's when that all comes to kind of fruition.
Bubba says it's in the stream.
I love the Bob Diaco.
The strain.
Hey, Bubba. Bob Diaco taking it was the strain. I remember I watched
Bob Diaco was great.
Oh, Bobby D.
So that's you could argue.
Oh, the memories.
Hey,
So-
dog. He made it seem like we were just stupid, though.
Yeah.
He didn't say it like it was real deep, like it was just really something mind-blowing. It was the strain. I'm like, bro,
I need to try to figure out.
What are you talking about?
I need to find some Bob Diaco clips. We have plenty in our system.
The strain.
We have plenty of Bob Diaco clips in our system
The only
here.
thing was straining was my eyes straining watching his defense play.
Oh, the glory days.
Okay, so let's see what's next here.
Man.
What is your plan when it comes to recruiting?
We're going to recruit like we're going to be here. That's the right thing to do. So we're going to send coaches out on Wednesday. They're going to be out Wednesday night. Then Thursday and Friday they'll recruit. They'll get back in here on Saturday. The ones who don't have a game, I'll be on the road Friday. I'll be in Monroe on Friday. Be in New Orleans on Saturday. I'll be back here Sunday. No, we're gonna do the job the right way. We're going to do things the right way here. We're not going to sabotage the place, saying that we might not be here. The best thing to do, the most professional thing to do, is to do things the right way.
I want to replay this part right here.
We're not going to sabotage the place, saying that we might not be here.
Not going to sabotage this place. That speaks volume. That speaks volume to how Mickey Joseph operates.
I think too, no matter how it all plays out, I think in some way, shape, form, or fashion, Mickey Joseph will be back again next year.
Yeah, I would think regardless of how it happens, you got to keep Mick. You know, I mean, we're going to take a break and come back because that's a good point right there. I'm not going to sabotage the place. And that's also a very poignant statement.
Yep.
Raff, take us out.
All right, we'll throw it to break. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs. People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. Summer is here, and that means you're having garage parties with neighbors, hitting the golf course and the pool. The drink of this summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs, 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gummies. Trek CBD at 84th and Andermatt and TrekCBD.com. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Chances are you've tried fruitcake before. Chances are it looked pretty weird. Lots of colors that don't really exist in nature. Chances are it tasted weird. Chances are you need to try fruitcake again. Grandma's fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. None of that weird stuff you didn't like, just real fruit, premium nuts, and the delicious flavor combination of brandy, bourbon, and rum to meld all that together. See for yourself. Grandma's Fruitcake from Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum. Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
These days, there are more reasons than ever to treat yourself to a great haircut at Great Clips with the online check-in app. So tell us, why do you check in?
I check in because I'm tired of hat hair. I check in because we all need a cut.
I check in so I can feel like me.
And I check in so I look good for you.
No matter why you check in, you'll check out with a great haircut and save time with our online check-in app. Great clips. It's going to be great.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.58 per hour. And other select jobs starting at $24.28 per hour, with wages growing up to $30.30 per hour. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Breakfast tacos, brisket tacos, pork tacos, chicken tacos. You hungry yet? I can keep going. Pork or chicken, queso nachos, queso mac and cheese, hatchback burritos. Now you're salivating. Muchachos is Lincoln's premier New Mexico barbecue fusion restaurant. You can't miss them in their bright blue building. Pair that great food with delicious coffee for breakfast and a variety of local and national beers on tap the rest of the day. Order your food online at yomuchacho.com or visit them in person at Muchachos on South 11th Street between L and K Streets.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
This message is for Shauna, my mom, who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You taught me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Chris Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back again. It's The Drive with AD and Raff. It's Wednesday. This is 93.7 The Ticket. We got a text in from Bubba. He was talking about if Mickey doesn't get the contractual head coaching job. And I had said that in some way, shape, or form, I would think Mickey would return to the staff. I don't think it would be meddling in any way.
Suggestion.
What usually happens when a new coach takes over a program, he gives, usually it's a common courtesy. Doesn't happen with everyone, but most of the coaches do interviews for the prior coaching staff. We've seen it actually a few times in the past where that coach gives an interview and they bring back a coach. And I think that Mickey's resume by itself does an interview with the coach. There's a pretty good chance that coach is going to want Mickey on his staff. That's what I mean by in some way, shape, or form. I would think he would return. But he might also, if he doesn't get the head coaching job, he might want to go elsewhere. Because like Mickey says, through the years, he's met a lot of coaches and stuff. He's seen a lot. So he's wanted, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think Mickey he's widely coveted. If it again, like I say, he's our coach right now, so that's something for a later time. But yeah, they give him that courtesy interview. That happens.
Definitely.
Sometimes they stay. We've seen that times it here. You know, so as far as that goes, childhood friend right here, Latoya. She's like a little sister. Good to hear you laughing out loud. We need to hear you sing your old Big Red song at the beginning of the game on the field with the mic. I think if I sing, that'll make them do worse. We don't need any AD's vocals. Toy, I appreciate you. I love you. I appreciate you. I love you. So thank you so much. And Bubba, great point as well. What's our next clip that we can throw on there?
So let me look through a couple.
So
was
Chili D your stage name or?
Chili D was before AD. Chili D came about, I would say Chili D. Sometimes they call me Cool Breeze.
Ooh, Cool Breeze.
Chili D.
I like that.
AD did not come about. The listeners, the story, the genesis of how AD came about, you guys know.
Yep.
Turner Gill started
TG.
calling me AD when I was the ball boy at the Big Red football schools when I was a kid. I've been running around that stadium, like I've said before, since about 83, 84. One of my older brothers was the equipment manager for the football team. And Coach Solich hired me. That's why I got so much. I've known those guys since I was a kid. You know, Coach Solich, he gave me my first job ever as a ball boy. And Coach Gill started, AD. I looked around like you're talking about Aaron Davis, AD. And AD, and that was years ago. And there's people who don't even know my real name. There's AD, you know, so it's weird. So nevertheless, we've got some great other clips coming up here. What's the next one you think that's a good one to listen to next?
Okay, so we have a lot of the narrative yesterday when we looked back at Oklahoma was Mickey Joseph talking about how he wished he would have slowed things down, slowed the tempo down.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really fascinating because if you go back, so here's the thing, guys, and I know this predates Mickey Joseph arriving here. If you go back to the game in 2021 between Nebraska and Oklahoma at Norman, Nebraska was a 17.5 or 18-point underdog in that game, and Oklahoma still had a high-powered offense, right? Like they usually do. And the way we went into that game saying the one way that Nebraska is going to compete in this game is if they slow things down, they keep it low scoring game. They did so, and they lost 26-19 or whatever the score was.
Right.
So you walked away from that game saying, listen, Nebraska did what they had to do to stay competitive in that game.
Yeah.
Now, this year, what were we saying? The defense wasn't nearly as good as it is last year. So we were saying on Saturday at the pregame show, expect a shootout and you just hope Nebraska can outscore Oklahoma, right?
Right.
So I thought it was interesting when Mickey Joseph yesterday talked about slowing things down. And he goes, this question was, when did you arrive at the decision to slow things down? And it's a kind of a shorter clip, but here's Mickey Joseph.
It was too late when I thought about it. It's 35-7. I should have made that decision on Thursday. That's why I said it's on me. I made that mistake. And I can own it.
There you go.
You know, when you go into games, I think if we're all fair with ourselves, there's a lot of things in hindsight we wish we would have done during a game or planning or a project, whatever. You look back at it and say, I could have done that. I think people have to put themselves in that situation too. You know, it's like drinking not even from a fire hose, like drinking from the ocean.
Yeah.
Like being dumped outside and you're supposed to process all this. Each game, there's going to be more decisions that will be made to where, strategy, she's thinking about this, even just tempo, little small things like that make a huge impact later on. Those are all things we kind of learn on the job, if you would. And, in his defense, there's going to be those times, there's going to be those times.
Yeah. Going back to a certain team that I follow in the NFL, they've got a coach.
Steelers?
Oh, no, them too. Oh, don't even get me started on Canada right now, man. I'm still pissed off.
But they've got,
gosh, he don't have any excuses.
But the Broncos, for instance, they've got a new coach this year.
Mm-hmm.
His in-game decision-making has been very rough the first two games.
Very.
And that's when you have a young coach, it'll take adjustment. And I think that's what Mickey goes back to. He's like, that's why he said it was on him, because he knew that he had made some errors in the way he coached, which would be fully expected, being that it's, your first game coaching at Nebraska. But one thing I know about Mickey is, being the detail-oriented person that he is,
he's wearing a shirt. He made a shirt.
I like that shirt.
He's got his own shirt. Terrell Farley has got the black shirt on.
Terrell Farley's peeking through the window. They're up next.
But attention to detail,
and
making things better and correcting your errors. That's one of the things that I love Mickey, the way he's just upfront about it. He's like, yeah, I made a mistake.
Yep.
Own it. You own it and you get better from it.
Yeah.
So I look forward, in 2 weeks when Nebraska takes the field, we'll see a better product. All right, we'll send it to break here. 93.7 The Ticket, The Drive.
Breakfast tacos, brisket tacos, pork tacos, chicken tacos. You hungry yet? I can keep going. Pork or chicken, queso nachos, queso mac and cheese, hatch mac burritos. Now you're salivating. Muchachos is Lincoln's premier New Mexico barbecue fusion restaurant. And you can't miss them in their bright blue building. Pair that great food with delicious coffee for breakfast and a variety of local and national beers on tap the rest of the day. Order your food online at yomuchacho.com or visit them in person at Muchachos on South 11th Street between L and K Streets.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Empire Fence and Netting in Waverly is now hiring for several positions. They're looking for a fence installer for both commercial and residential, for local projects, and ones that require travel. They also have openings for operators, dirt work, welding positions, and applicants with CDLs are very desirable. If you're looking for a locally operated business that provides excellent work for customers and great benefits and care for its employees, email info@empire-fence.com or give them a call at 402-682-7658. Empire Fence and Netting.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew live from Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Brought to you by A1 Automotive, Mullen Motors, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Bauer Underground, Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group, and Ritchie Brothers.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Quite the drop in temps here for our Wednesday. We'll see increasing cloud cover. A high of 74, but temperatures falling a bit in the afternoon. Northeast winds rather breezy, gusting over 20. We'll see a chance of showers and thunderstorms late this afternoon into tonight with a low of 54. A continued chance of showers tomorrow and only a high of 64. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. Styling, wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent, gotta kiss myself.
I think all we can do is laugh.
All right, everybody, we're back. This is The Drive with AD and Raff. It's Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. Yes,
You know,
sirree.
I know this segment is quick. How long is this segment right here?
About 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
3 minutes.
You know, I'm going to say this on this segment, man.
All right.
Kind of that attitude adjuster segment, man.
Ooh, I like it. Bring it.
Yeah, we talked about kind of the wrath of Raff yesterday.
Motorcycles.
You know, motorcycles. I'm here to talk about the attitude adjustment part. You know, that's what Mickey's trying to do right now. Adjust the attitudes because, you know, your attitude is everything. Your attitude, folks, as we all know, is an outward reflection of how you feel inside. And a number of people have hit me up and just, you know, our text, man, dude, you're laughing. You're always smiling. You don't understand. Smiles come through trials, though, man.
Yep.
And this is a part that's not even sports related to all of our listeners. First of all, we appreciate you guys. Me and Raff started doing it from on August, a month and a half ago. We started going from just Wednesday night, 7 to 9 to Monday through Friday. I'm thinking when DP came to me and Raff, I was looking at Raff like, bro, I don't know about it every day, man. Because Nick, you guys are you're professionals at doing this every day. This was a major adjustment for me. You know, microphone wasn't, but I'm used to seeing some behind the blind mic. It's just like all I'm seeing is Raff and Nick.
Yeah, you get tired of it.
You know, yeah, you kind of looking, you know, I got
Speak for yourself.
So we want to thank all of you for doing it with us, but just hanging out with us in the morning to make the team. We want to keep it fun, fresh, entertaining, also informative. But the attitude part, people ask why I'm always, you know, the smiles part. Folks, the past 3 years have been the toughest 3 years of my life. 2020 COVID hit for all of us. You know, and Coach Ernst talked about the impact, psychological, physical, financial, how that impacted all of us. I lost 80% of my speaking business there in 2020. I'm sitting at home looking at a monitor all day long, trying to do presentations and doing Zooms. People need an adjustment. Can you come talk to us? So I was doing those. I was doing a ton of Zooms for companies all over the country. I did virtual graduations. I mean, how messed up was that? You know, it was part of the world we lived in. Then in 2021, you know, in April of last year, I find out I have cancer, you know, prostate cancer. To all the guys that are listening out there, get your tails into your freaking doctors. I can't say it enough. Folks, had I not gone in April of last year, and I was almost stage 3, and I didn't feel anything. I just went in because it was my regular appointment. I missed her in 2020 because my doctor wasn't taking patients as a result of COVID. He says, AD, had you waited until the fall, our conversation is much different. Gentlemen, ladies that are listening to, get into your regular exams. Listen, because cancer doesn't care how busy you are, doesn't care how scared you are, or any of the other disease. So get in and take care of that. And then, as many of you know, if I share it, you know, at times, about 260 days ago, I lose my hero. My dad dies of a heart attack unexpectedly. The past 3 years have been crazy hard. I mean, I've dealt with depression. I talked to grief counselors. So don't let all of our laughs fool you, but those smiles have come through trials, man. I've been through a lot. This radio time has been therapeutic for me to just get away from thinking about my own stuff. So, and I'm glad that you guys and gals tune into us every day, because maybe it's a great diversion for you as well. You know, on your way to work, you're at work. I mentioned some people, it's getting time towards harvesting season. You're in the combine, you're in the field. Stay with us, because understand there are days where it's tough. But I'm telling you right now, from this crazy dude that loves to sing Go Big Red and opera voice, how many brothers, black dudes, you know, singing opera in a Go Big Red voice? But if that's something that makes you laugh, make you cringe, or say, what in the world am I listening to? Then the job, the mission's accomplished. So trials are sometimes bring smiles, and smiles bring trials. So, folks, we thank you guys for just hanging out with us on the ticket and all the shows. You know, Nick does a great job at the water cooler at Nick, you're on
happy hour 1 o'clock. Yep.
Yes, at 1 o'clock. So I appreciate y'all, man. You know what? And Brad, I enjoyed speaking to the Waverly football team. I enjoyed your talk with the Waverly football team yesterday. Thank you for all you do, brother. Thank you for all you do, folks. We're gonna take you out, Raff. Thank you all.
All right, everybody. Like AD said, big thank you to all you guys. We appreciate it. We will see you tomorrow. This has been The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket.